Have you ever pondered over the necessity of safety in schools? It's a question that, unfortunately, has become increasingly relevant in our society. However, the importance of school safety cannot be overstated. It's a cornerstone of our children's educational experience, shaping their growth, development, and overall well-being. School safety is a multifaceted concept that extends beyond physical safety. It encompasses emotional and psychological safety, creating an environment where students can thrive intellectually, emotionally, and socially. It's about fostering an atmosphere where children feel secure enough to explore their curiosities, express their ideas, and challenge their boundaries. A safe learning environment is crucial for children's development and education. It's the foundation on which we build our future generations. Without it, the pillars of education, learning, exploration, and growth can be significantly hampered. It's not just about the knowledge we impart, but also about the environment in which we impart it. Safety in schools is not just about physical safety, though that is undeniably a vital aspect. It's about ensuring that our children are free from harm, not just in terms of physical harm, but also emotional and psychological harm. It's about ensuring that they feel respected, valued, and heard. It's about creating an environment where they feel comfortable expressing their thoughts, feelings, and concerns. The emotional and psychological safety of our children is just as important as their physical safety. A child who feels emotionally safe is more likely to engage in the learning process, to participate actively in class, and to form positive relationships with their peers and teachers. A child who feels psychologically safe is more likely to develop a positive self-image, to have high self-esteem, and to exhibit resilience in the face of adversity. In conclusion, the importance of school safety extends far beyond the walls of our classrooms. It influences our children's development, their education, and their future. It's a cornerstone of our society, and one that we must strive to protect at all costs. A secure environment fosters learning and development, ensuring our children thrive. And at the end of the day, isn't that what we all want for our children? But what happens when this safety is compromised? Just like any other community, schools too can sometimes face challenges. One such challenge that we unfortunately hear about in the news is school violence. This is a complex issue with many contributing factors. While it's essential to discuss, we will do so with utmost sensitivity, avoiding any graphic details. Our goal is to understand the problem so we can find ways to prevent it. Now, when we talk about school violence, it can take many forms. It could be bullying, both physical and online, or it could escalate to more severe forms. It's important to remember that these are not inevitable. They're occurrences that can be prevented, and that's the perspective we're coming from. Understanding why school violence happens is not a simple task. It's like untangling a knot made up of many threads. These threads could be a lack of proper communication, inadequate mental health support, societal influences, or even the influence of violent media. Each case is unique, with its own set of circumstances and triggers. So, how do we untangle this knot? First, we need to recognize that it's not a one-person job. It requires the collective effort of students, educators, parents, mental health professionals, and the community at large. We all have a role to play in creating a safe and nurturing environment for our children. One crucial part of understanding the issue is recognizing the signs early on. These signs could be sudden changes in behavior, social isolation, or aggressive tendencies. Schools and parents need to be observant and proactive in addressing these signs. Another important aspect is opening channels of communication. Children need to feel safe to express their feelings and concerns. They need to know that they're being heard and their feelings matter. This can go a long way in preventing feelings of frustration and alienation, which could potentially lead to violent behavior. Remember, every problem has a solution. School violence is no exception. It's a complex issue, yes, but it's not insurmountable. And the first step to overcoming it? Understanding the issue is the first step towards implementing effective preventive measures. So, how do we ensure our schools remain the safe havens they are meant to be? This is a question that every one of us needs to ponder. The answer lies in a simple yet profound principle. Prevention is better than cure. Let's start by understanding what we mean by prevention. It is not merely a list of do's and don'ts, but a comprehensive approach that involves several key elements. This includes physical safety measures, psychological support, and community involvement, among others. It's about creating a protective bubble around our schools, a bubble that's strong and resilient, ready to ward off any threats that may come its way. But why do we emphasize prevention over reactive solutions? To answer this, let's imagine a scenario where a dam is about to burst. Would we wait for the flood to cause devastation and then start picking up the pieces? Or would we work on strengthening the dam, fixing the leaks before the disaster strikes? The answer is quite clear. We would always choose to prevent. It's less costly, less traumatic, and more effective. The same principle applies to school safety. By taking preventive measures, we can significantly reduce the risk of incidents. We can ensure that our children are safe, not just physically but also mentally and emotionally. We can create an environment where they can focus on learning, exploring, and growing without any fear or anxiety. However, prevention is not a one-man job. It requires a concerted effort from various quarters: teachers, parents, school administrators, law enforcement agencies, and the entire community. Everyone has a role to play. Everyone has a responsibility to shoulder. It's a collective endeavor, a shared mission to protect our children, our future. In the end, it all boils down to one fundamental truth: prevention always outshines cure, especially when it comes to school safety. It's an investment in our children's well-being, an investment that will yield rich dividends in the form of their happiness, growth, and success. So let's pledge to make prevention our priority, to make our schools the safe havens they are meant to be. Prevention always outshines cure, especially when it comes to school safety. What physical safety measures can schools adopt to ensure a secure environment? Let's start with secure entrances. These are the first line of defense. Sturdy doors, windows, and gates that are locked at all times can be a significant deterrent. But it's not just about having locked doors. It's about having a system in place where only authorized personnel have access. This could be through key cards, access codes, or even biometric systems. Next, let's talk surveillance. Now, this doesn't mean turning schools into mini fortresses with cameras in every corner. Rather, strategic placement of cameras can help monitor entrances, exits, and key areas within the school premises. The mere presence of surveillance can act as a deterrent, and in case of an incident, recorded footage can be invaluable. We also have safety drills. Fire drills are common in schools, but it's equally important to conduct drills for other emergencies as well. Regular drills prepare students and staff for potential threats, making them familiar with evacuation routes and safe spaces within the school. The goal is to ensure everyone knows what to do and where to go in case of an emergency. And then there's the physical layout of the school. Schools can be designed or modified to enhance safety. This could be as simple as removing blind spots in hallways, or as complex as designing classrooms to have locks and safe spaces. Lastly, there are school resource officers or security personnel. Their presence can provide a sense of security, and they can respond quickly in case of an incident. However, it's essential to ensure that these officers are well trained and approachable, so they contribute positively to the school environment. So, these are some of the physical safety measures that can be implemented. But remember, a physically secure school is not necessarily a safe school. These measures need to be balanced with a nurturing, inclusive, and supportive environment that addresses not just physical safety, but also emotional and psychological well-being. Physical safety measures are significant, yet they are just one piece of the puzzle. How do psychological support and community involvement contribute to school safety? Let's delve into that. First, let's consider the importance of mental health support within our schools. Mental health is a topic that can no longer be brushed under the carpet. It's crucial to recognize that our children, just like adults, can experience stress, anxiety, and other emotional challenges. When these feelings are left unaddressed, they can escalate into harmful behaviors. So how can we support our students' mental health? Schools can incorporate mental health education into their curriculum, teaching students about emotional well-being and resilience. Moreover, having trained mental health professionals within the school environment can provide students with the resources they need to navigate their feelings constructively. Remember, A child who feels heard and supported is less likely to resort to violence. But the responsibility of ensuring school safety doesn't stop at the school gates. It extends out into the community. Parents, neighbors, local businesses, and community organizations all have a role to play. Parents can start by fostering open and honest communication with their children, taking an interest in their day-to-day lives. Their friends and their activities can go a long way in making them feel valued and understood. Neighbors and local businesses can contribute by fostering a safe and welcoming environment around the school. Keeping an eye out for unusual activities or behaviors can help in identifying potential threats early. Community organizations can offer after-school programs that provide students with a safe place to socialize, learn, and grow after the school day ends. These programs can also help students build positive relationships and develop important life skills. In conclusion, it's important to remember that school safety is not just about physical measures. It's a holistic approach that includes mental health support and community involvement. Everyone has a role to play in keeping our schools safe. Remember, school safety is a community effort. How do policies and regulations impact school safety? This is a question that needs our attention. You see, policies and regulations are the tools that shape our schools into safe spaces for learning. They're like the invisible hand guiding the actions and decisions that keep our children safe. Let's imagine policies and regulations as the blueprint of a building. This blueprint doesn't just show us what the building looks like. It tells us how to construct it, what materials to use, and how to maintain it. Similarly, policies and regulations provide a detailed plan for creating a safe and nurturing environment in our schools. Having clear policies and regulations on school safety is like having a reliable compass in a dense forest. They guide us in the right direction, helping us prevent incidents even before they happen. These policies can range from protocols for school entry and exit, guidelines on student behavior, to regulations on bullying and cyberbullying. But these policies don't just prevent incidents. They also ensure a swift and effective response when needed. Think about it. When a school has a well-defined emergency response plan, it can act quickly and decisively during a crisis. This can make all the difference in ensuring the safety of students and staff. Now, it's important to remember that these policies and regulations should be flexible, adaptable to the unique needs of each school. They should be regularly reviewed and updated to reflect changes in society and technology, and to incorporate new insights and best practices. In essence, policies and regulations are like the unseen heroes of school safety. They're the silent guardians that are always there, always vigilant. They're the backbone of our preventive measures, ensuring that our children can learn and grow in a safe and secure environment. So the next time you think about school safety, remember the vital role that policies and regulations play. And remember, policies and regulations serve as the backbone of our preventive measures. So, what have we learned about ensuring safety in our schools? Well, we've certainly covered a lot of ground, so let's take a moment to bring it all together. We discussed the importance of physical safety measures. These are the tangible steps schools can take to protect students and staff. This includes things like secure entrances, surveillance cameras, and emergency preparedness drills. While these measures might seem straightforward, they play a critical role in deterring potential threats and providing a first line of defense. However, as we've seen, physical safety measures are just one piece of the puzzle. We then moved on to discuss the role of psychological support in school safety. This is where the human touch comes in. Schools need to provide a supportive environment where students feel heard and understood. This could mean having school counselors available, implementing anti-bullying programs, or simply fostering a culture where it's okay to talk about feelings and concerns. By addressing the emotional well-being of students, we can often prevent problems before they escalate. Community involvement is another crucial element in ensuring school safety. We all know the saying, "It takes a village to raise a child," and this couldn't be more true when it comes to school safety. Parents, teachers, local law enforcement, and community members all have a role to play. Whether it's reporting suspicious behavior, volunteering at school events, or advocating for safer school policies, everyone can contribute to creating a safer school environment. Lastly, we looked at the role of policies and regulations. These set the rules of the game, so to speak. They outline what is acceptable behavior and what is not. They also provide the framework for how schools respond to threats and incidents. But policies and regulations are not static. They need to evolve as new challenges arise, and they need to be enforced consistently to be effective. But here's the thing. None of these measures work in isolation. They're all interconnected, each playing a vital role in creating a safe, secure, and supportive learning environment. Physical safety measures provide the first line of defense. Psychological support addresses the emotional well-being of students. Community involvement brings everyone together, and policies and regulations set the framework. It's like a puzzle, and every piece is essential. Safety in schools is a shared responsibility. Together, we can ensure our children learn in a safe, secure, and supportive environment. This is not just a catchphrase, it's a reality. Every single one of us has a role to play in making our schools safer. And remember, the most effective safety measure is always a proactive one. So let's not wait for something to happen. Let's act now together for the safety of our children.